So first of all, retard maxing is totally politically correct because retard is no longer. I mean, we now have 18 other terms that apply to people who are like developmentally disabled, and so like retard has long since it now means something completely different. And it turns out what it means specifically in the context of retard maxing. Well, I got in this dust up online a couple weeks ago about introspection that you mentioned, and then a friend of mine sent me this thing, and he said, "Oh, he's like, oh, here's your answer." He's like, "You're retard maxing," and I said, "I'm what?" And he said, "Oh, watch these videos." And there's this guy we could link to who's on YouTube who has basically 100 videos on retard maxing, and he's like my new life coach. I haven't met him, but like from a distance. And it's basically just like retard. It's just like, okay, like fine, retard max, go to work, do a good job, come home, it's fine. Start a company, succeeds, fails, it's fine. Have too much to eat one night at dinner, it's fine. Go to the gym, don't count your reps, it's fine. Ask a girl if she wants to go out with you. If she says no, it's fine, right? And so it's the simpler form of the extreme ownership, right? Or it's the form of it that basically I said maybe another form of it that says I don't need to take all this in on myself. I can just let it go.
The thing I love about the internet, Mark, is there is some guy who is doing these retard maxing videos who now has Mark Andreessen as one of his biggest fans. And you're just like, how great is that?
They're incredible. Well, it's like 130-minute videos about retard maxing, and you would think that after the first 2 minutes, he'd kind of covered it.
Oh, no, we got a catalog.
But no. And by the way, they're all hysterical. They're all absolutely fantastic. And it's literally like him on his porch in the middle of nowhere with like a cigar. And it's like a half hour. It's just absolutely spectacular.
It just kills me how tickled Mark Andreessen gets over this. So, this is effectively left side of the bell curve maxing, right? It's simpleton maxing if you don't like that particular word. So, go to work, do a good job, come home. Start a company, it works, it doesn't, it's fine. And yeah, there's something I like quite a bit about this where I've heard the I'm going to paraphrase, but I've heard a quote from Jeff Bezos that's something like, will this situation matter in 5 minutes, 5 months, 5 years? And I think when you zoom out, I mean, when you really zoom out, zoom out like 100 years, will any, and I mean this lovingly, for the vast majority of humans on Earth, will any individual thing that you did, or like something specific that you did, will it matter? Now, some things will matter. Maybe you started a company and you did really well, and so you set yourself and your family and your future generations up for success. Like, yeah, that obviously matters quite a bit. Maybe you wrote a book that you hope lives throughout the annals of history, and that is legacy stuff. But when you think of the majority of just kind of the day-to-day decisions and like what, something that you might be overthinking, will it really matter that much in 100 years? Probably not. It's kind of a good exercise because it kind of puts things into perspective of like the thing that I'm, at the end of the day, it's like the thing that I'm concerned about, that I'm putting a lot of energy into thinking about the pros and the cons and should I and shouldn't I, it's probably not worth it. Yeah, like the thing that you're stressing about is probably not worth it. And so that's really good news, because in my mind that opens you up to, well, if it really is not going to matter a whole lot, but there might be, some upside to it, and I've kind of reasonably capped the downside, why not try it? Just do things. It's kind of the popular saying last year, at least, was you can just do things. And I think that's absolutely true. That's one of the reasons I have the first chapter of Confidence Maxing is you can just change things. You can just change things. Like you don't necessarily need a 100-row spreadsheet of pros and cons to figure out like, okay, this is what's happening in my life. I think things could be a little bit better, or in some cases, I think things could be a lot better. I'm going to change things. You can just do that. And so I think when you combine all of this stuff that we've been talking about today, in my mind, it really simplifies everything, and it makes the kind of the rubric for taking action dead simple, where it's like, do I want the outcome that this might provide? Yes. Should I over optimize it? No. Should I take action? Yes. And that's it. Like, that's all you have to think about. And so kind of the final point I'll put on this is you learn by doing. You don't learn by thinking. Like, you could spend the rest of your life reading every book on communication skills, for example, people skills, when in reality you just need one book. Shameless plug as I hold up my own book. But you could read every book, you could watch every YouTube video, you could read every article, right? But if you don't take action, it doesn't matter. Like, if you don't boil it down to its most simple components of like, hey, when I see somebody that I would like to talk to, I'm going to talk to them. You know, if you boil it down to like its most simple aspects, then you kind of by definition can't overthink, because things are too simple to overthink. Like, if you can try your best in life to get the flow chart down to 2 boxes, is this condition met? Then I will do this action. I like that because it makes taking action really simple, when most things in life could be a lot simpler.